So, when you are cold calling, you are going to get 6 main objections. I'm going to give you the answers to those right now for exactly how you need to be answering them. The most common objection you're going to get, number 1, no, I'm not interested in selling my house. So what we do is that we will just say, sounds great, no problem. Do you happen to have any other properties you maybe would consider selling? It's literally that simple. For us, we're not going to go chase someone. We're not going to, especially cold calling wise, we're not going to chase someone if they're just simply not interested in selling their house. The only thing we're going to do is we're going to ask them if they have any other potential properties they would consider selling. That's it. Number 2, maybe. I would maybe consider selling my house. So if someone says maybe, that's when you're going to kind of dive into it a little bit and go through your full-on script that you're going to go into. Us personally, we just are going to explain to them how we buy our properties. We're also going to ask them if they have a number in mind that they're interested in selling for. That's how we dive into the maybes. Everyone's going to have a different script, right? So we've got our own, anyone that's out there has their specific way of how they word everything. So that's for another video if you really want to know exactly the exact script that we use. Number 3, how did you get my phone number? So our response that we use is we say we use a third-party company. It's called LexisNexis. And basically what we do is we input the address into the system, and it will kick back the phone numbers of the property that it has been associated with. So that's literally all we say. Third-party company, LexisNexis, put it into the system. It kicks back the phone numbers that have at some point been associated with your property. So nice and simple. It's one of those things where it does take you a little while to really get that down when you're first getting started of saying that. But again, it's one of those things where I know other people have different ways of wording that and different ways of putting that. So that's how we do it. Number 4, how much? How much are you willing to pay me for my property? What we do is we spin it back on them. We say, well, how much are you looking to get? If you've been considering selling your property, you got to have an idea of how much you're hoping to get for it. And usually they're going to say, no, you called me, you let me know what your number is. So then what I'll do is I'll push a second time and I'll say, okay, I understand. That's okay. I can get that. What are some of your neighbors selling their houses for, or what are houses in your neighborhood selling for? And that's usually the one where I can pull it out of them. They might not tell me that's the number that they were originally thinking, but then they will say, oh well, Susie down the street just sold her house for $385,000, and then I'll always follow it up with, okay, so, is that kind of along the lines of what you're looking to get then? And they'll always say, yeah, that's pretty close to what I'm looking for. Or they'll say, well, my house is bigger than Susie's, so I need to get $400,000 or whatever, right? My house is a lot nicer than her house. So it's a really good way to kind of spin it back on them and to be able to pull out the number without you having to throw a number out quite yet. If, this is kind of a 3-part question, it's basically an A, B, and C. If they refuse and if they say, nope, I have no idea what houses are going for, and I don't have a number in mind, then that's usually when I'll say, okay, realistically, and then I'll say, is your property 1,500 square feet? And they say, yes, it's right in that ballpark, 1,500 square feet. Then I will say, okay, well, for a 1,500 square foot house in your area, we have been making net cash offers in the ballpark of blank, right? Of $220,000 to $240,000 cash. We always give them a range. I never just throw out a solid number. I'll give them a range because usually, you'll be able to really get a vibe from them of what they're thinking. Okay, oh yeah, no, that number is just way too low. That's the most common response, is that number is way too low. But again, if that's what they're saying, then I'll always say, well, you got to keep in mind, I have no idea the condition of your home. I've never seen the inside of it. I would love to be able to get an idea to meet you and take a look at the inside. I'd be able to get a better idea of what my concrete number could be for you. So that's kind of how we word that, how we phrase that. But that one is probably the most common, aside from no, is just, well, how much are you willing to give me? So that's why I'm kind of going into more detail on that one, because you're going to get it the most. Number 5, who are you? So when someone asks who I am, I'm going to just say, I'm Luke. I actually have a business partner myself. We've been buying some properties in this neighborhood to buy another house. And so I wanted to see if you'd ever consider selling. Usually that's going to just end it right there. They're just going to say, oh, okay, sounds good. No, I'm not interested. But you're also going to have the asshole who's going to be like, I need to know the name of your company. What company do you work for? I need to know, where your office is, all that kind of stuff. So If they are, or if they're going to be an asshole and they're asking for all this information, do not give it to them, because what they're going to do, these are the types of people that are going to try to sue you. They're the types of people that are going to try to come after you, that are going to look up your business and leave you a bad review on Yelp or anything like that. Again, when someone asks who you are, I'm Luke, and then even when people ask me for my last name, I don't give them my last name. I'll give them a fake last name, or I'll misspell it. Because again, I'm not trying to have them take down my full name. And they might say, oh, well, you've got my information. I'm like, yeah, but I'm just also curious to see if you're interested in selling your property. Right? There's your answer to number 5. Who are you? And the last one is, I am on the do not call list. How dare you call me? How dare you? And so in that case, you're going to get that one as well quite often. All I say is, I'm really sorry. I will be sure to take your number out of our system. I promise you won't be getting another call from us again. It's literally that simple. And again, they usually either have hung up by that time, or they'll just say, okay, I really appreciate it, thank you. So that one's nice and simple as well. Those are the top 6 objections. This is a video for Jay. Jay had reached out and asked for me to put together a list of how I respond to all the objections. So Jay, I hope you enjoyed this video. For everyone else, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure you're subscribed to the Viking Boys. And we are still dropping videos on Wednesdays and Fridays, so they will be coming for you every single week. Later.